Hello, dear ones. I want to make a spontaneous video with something that is very alive in me and coming up strongly right now is the twin flame connection, which I'd like to share from my perspective and my own experiences. It's not easy for me to share this. There's a lot of cloudness still around that. Not a lot, but there are some misconceptions, I think, in general out there. And what I believe is that any of us that is truly on the twin flame journey is actually redefining that journey as we go through it. And I'll touch more about it very soon. What I want to start with is the misconception is that twin flame love connection is not a fairy tale. It is very fantastic, very illuminated. You could say out of this world, out of this beyond this reality. But on contradictory, it's a contradictory to a fairy tale. What we see in a fairy tale is usually, it's ending well, and it could be that this story would definitely then end well, but the journey is more a rough adventure. It started very beautifully. It started not necessarily as a fairy tale. To me, it started as paradise. It started with the most deepest connection I've ever had to a woman that I can remember. So definitely in this lifetime. The reason was, though, not because of the woman. It was mainly because of myself, because of the person that I have become, because I was ready to embrace it in that timeline. That perfect match for me, that clear mirror, that friend, lover, sensual partner, business partner, to enhance me on all level. Later on, that person started pushing me towards me becoming more. But in the beginning, it was no pushing. It was just a beautiful, beautiful energy that was exploding between us again and again and again, just like watching fireworks. Imagine that you sit and you watch fireworks. Now imagine that you are the fireworks, constantly exploding, reaching up to the sky, experiencing unbelievable sensual moments, orgasms, beyond orgasms, things that I've never experienced sexually before, sensually before, love before. It's beyond what the mind can articulate through words. It was condensed. It lasted a few months. And in between that, it was still it's like a volcano that is erupting. So the outside, or the highest energy, the highest vibration of it, the highest frequency of it are very much like a firework, but the core of it, it's a bubbling lava. It's a fire, a very passionate fire that actually doesn't know quietness. It's unbalanced. It's reforming itself. And later on, when the debris subside, or when this stage is over, and for every person, every couple is different. For us, it was us deciding to go out on a journey, to leave the community that we stayed in, and to go out on a journey of self-exploration together. That already shifted the energies. And since that point, there was more reflection. Until that point, as I said, that there was an unbelievable love, but also redefining to ourselves what is it that we want from a connection, from a love connection, from a relationship. I, at that point, wasn't looking into being in a relationship, in a long-term committed relationship. It took me a couple of weeks to accept that and open up to that. It was beautiful, intense. I experienced a lot. There was not much learning at that point. It was more experiencing. So that's not a fairy tale. It's very intense. It's very intimate. And up from that point, things are opening up in yourself that you are forced to look at. And you cannot run away from it. And you cannot distract yourself, because that attraction, that impossible attraction that you feel inside of yourself towards your twin, will again and again rotate you towards looking at yourself. Why? Because that twin is a mirror. And we got to the point that we just reflect that. It took us several months and even over a year to get to that point where it turned from nourishing and supporting each other towards pushing each other towards becoming the better person or the best person, or how I saw her, Callie, in the beginning, and what I know her potential is and who she really is. This is what I started to reflect to her, and the same was to me. And that image is not easy to look upon when you know you're not there. This is why you are so motivated as a twin flamer. You're so motivated to work on yourself, to do the shadow work, to transform yourself no matter what. Because you're still that caterpillar, and you know that you're going to be the butterfly. The twin is reflecting you, that butterfly that you are supposed to become. So knowing where you're going to, but still not being in that physical body, still not embodying it, can be very challenging, especially on the mind. So, yeah, this is a quick sharing of the twin flame journey with you guys. There's a lot to speak about on that. I want to throw there again that many of you are probably not walking the twin flame journey. You feel attracted to that, which is great. It means that it's opening up in you the understanding of what it truly means. And it truly means transforming yourself no matter what, committing to yourself and to love no matter what. There's something that we call unconditional love. Some people don't like to hear that term anymore, and I understand why. This is almost a term that is godly, it's divine, and it's accessible to the human, but maintaining that level of unconditional love is truly something that is very hard. I could see Buddha and Jesus being in that space, and again, not constantly. I think there's a lot of things that we project on those masters, on those yogis like Buddha and Christ. We believe that they were constantly on that level. I don't believe that. They were humans, much like we are. I know many of you look at me and you put me on that pedestal, and I'm grateful for that. I am also human. I also go through emotional imbalance, which is normal, because this is how I put that back into balance, into a rebalance, into a new balance. This is the journey that we have here on earth. So, if you open up yourself to the twin flame journey, this is really great. Absorb the information, feel and tap into the energy. Don't force yourself into the fantasy around it. I know, especially you ladies out there, you want to immerse yourself in that fantasy land of the twin flame. So you're projecting it. You're looking at the partners that you're with or that the ones that you are not with, almost putting them into that story of twin flame. A twin flame journey is not a fantasy. It's not a fairy tale. It has the elements of it, but it's really real. It's actually so real that it will grind you down to the dust, especially your ego. There's a bell. I'll say goodbye for now, and I'll talk to you later.